Lance Bravado's here.
What? Well, Harlem Bravado bringing his brother Lance in to corner him here. Of course, the Bravado brothers, one of the greatest tag teams of all time in PWX, but now Harlem Bravado looking to advance to the semifinals, and knowing that he has a tremendous matchup in front of him, has brought his brother Lance in to corner him here for this quarterfinal match.
Not just in PWX, but all over the world. The
Oh,
Bravados actually some guys that I met when I first started wrestling. They give me great advice. I've had matches with them. Harlem Bravado, my pick to win X16.
You know what? You're not going to get a lot of argument from me there, but this will be a true test on Harlem Bravado as he hopes to advance. A victory over Billy Brash last night led the former PWX champion, Eddie Edwards, into today's quarterfinal matchup. The longest match in X16 history that did not result in a time limit draw in the first round. There were 19 seconds left in the match before Edwards was finally able to put away Billy Brash.
I'm not a fan of Eddie Edwards.
Why?
Because he has issues with a friend of mine, a dear, dear friend of mine, Moose. If you have issues with my friends, you got issues with me.
He also has had some issues with another man you know personally well. That's Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah. A guy that I beat, remember? And how come the footage was not released on that?
Well,
accompanied to the ring by his brother, Lancelot Bravado. From Dreamer, North Carolina, weighing in at 222 pounds, he is unsigned height, Harlem Bravado. His opponent, from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 239 pounds, Eddie Edwards.
great history between these two. Of course, Eddie Edwards spent a lot of time competing in Pro Wrestling Noah, trained in the dojo years ago. When Harlem and Lancelot began their journey as the Bravado brothers, they looked up to Eddie and his tag team partner at the time, Davey Richards, a lot. They would always, when they were young boys in Ring of Honor, the Bravados would ask Eddie Edwards, please watch my match, watch our match, give us some thoughts. Edwards, of course, one of the best tag team guys of all time, always had great advice. Then when Harlem had the opportunity to also go to Noah, follow the same steps that Eddie Edwards did, he reached out to Eddie for some advice, and Eddie had some great tips and pointers for him. Harlem has always been a guy who has reached back into those that helped bring him there. And whether it was Chris Hero or Eddie Edwards in this case, a man that is true to his roots, and bringing his brother Lancelot here to corner him here. A lot of emotion for Harlem Bravado as he starts off bringing up the left arm of Eddie Edwards.
Harlem Bravado is also a guy that pays it forward. Because I remember being a young boy in Dragon Gate USA Evolved, Harlem would always take the time to watch my matches, give me advice. So that's why I picked Harlem Bravado in this. And unsigned hype.
Yeah.
Unsigned hype is a travesty because Harlem Bravado should be signed somewhere.
Well, if you become the PWX champion, listen, Elijah Evans IV doing pretty well for himself right now. I think that might be the best way to go, and that is what Harlem Bravado's focus is to win that PWX Heavyweight Championship. The cravat now applied to Eddie Edwards, who has already held that title. Part of the great history of PWX over the years.
I mean, he won't win the PWX Heavyweight title. He'll win the tournament. He won't win the title. He's not going to be the last.
Oh, sure. Lorana takes Edwards to the outside. It's a different Eddie Edwards, of course. We see changing his ring attire to sort of match his change of philosophy as of late. And Bravado has got to be ready, willing, and able. And here we go. Edwards, looking for a little soaring and scoring. No, instead the drop kick propels Edwards into that barricade. Caught him flush to the chest.
People in the front row need to watch out. This barricade's going flying.
Yeah, Bravado did some flying last night over the barricades in his first round victory over Saeed Al-Sabah. Here we go. Watch out, soaring and scoring.
Suicide dive from Eddie Edwards. And Eddie's in control right now.
So Eddie Edwards now in control, and it's been a year of both physical and emotional turmoil for Eddie Edwards. suffered a catastrophic career-ending injury at the hands of Sami Callihan.
Another guy I know pretty well. Sami should have finished the job.
That was the only thing he did wrong, huh?
The only thing he did wrong. Didn't finish the job.
And that began a kind of a downward spiral, certainly a dramatic change for Edwards. It certainly changed him as an athlete, as a competitor. And now rear and back coming in and crushing him. Edwards' hands, we talked about the heavy hands of Darius Lockhart earlier on. Last night, Eddie Edwards chopped Billy Brash so hard you could see the blisters come up on his chest.
I saw Billy Brash in the back after that match, and he was just red. It wasn't even.
Ooh! Yeah, he was beaten from head to toe. And now, Bravado once again, he catches Edwards with the elbow.
Just suplex him in the.
Hey, come on now. Edwards lands on his feet.
Saved himself there.
He did now. The long legs of Bravado catapult Edwards. Now, Harlem, of course, was a basketball player in high school, but maybe some track and field here. Yes!
Big flying forearm over the guardrail. Crowd's on their feet. Harlem got to get him back inside, though. No, don't do it one more time. Get him back inside and pin him.
Or perhaps leave him out there, roll in, get a count out any way you can to advance to the semis.
Don't listen to these people. They get you nowhere.
You already see the reddening of the chest of Harlem Bravado. And I got to wonder what Eddie Edwards is thinking about, because taking the lap around the Cabarrus Arena and getting ready to fly. Oh, crushes him with a chop to the chest.
I told you, Harlem. I said no. Get him back in and go for a pin. Now you're getting slammed on chairs. You gonna bury one of those chairs?
Well, that would certainly make it very difficult for Bravado to get back in the ring.
Ref's being real lax with this count.
Well, I think the referees have all been instructed. Let the athletes fight their way back into the ring. Give them as long a leash as you possibly can. There has to be some limits, though, and you have to wonder, are they two men approaching those limits right now?
And it's been way more than 10 seconds on the floor. He's letting him go. I mean, I like it. Yep. I don't want to end in a draw.
Yeah, let him fight.
I want a winner. I want that winner to be Harlem Bravado. Are they going to the back?
They're right there. They're off to our left.
They're a little close over here. I got a broken leg.
No, they're a good distance away from us.
Now we're having fun.
I don't want to make this any worse. I already don't know when I'm going to wrestle again.
Come on!
Oh, my God.
He just collapsed. Look, he got shot.
And now stalking Lancelot, not an active competitor anymore.
Lance is retired as a politician.
Yeah, he is. And,
Leave him alone.
Oh! Yeah! Just plows into him.
That's brotherly love. That's protecting his family.
Exactly right. And it's also fighting your guts out to win the X16 tournament.
Eddie Edwards is a bully.
Now, I know that when he was younger, Harlem and Lancelot would reach out to Edwards. Please watch our match. Tell us what you think. I think Eddie Edwards knows right now that he's in one hell of a fight with a young man who looks up to him a great deal. Oh.
Those chops, the sounds resonating off of every wall.
Oh, wait a minute.
They just fired Lance
He just
up.
shook it off. He didn't even register it. Oh, my God.
That's making my chest hurt.
You know that ain't true.
As he looks into the camera, almost as to say, don't mess with me.
Yeah, sending a message not just to Bravado, but to everybody that remains in this X16 tournament. Edwards was a lot of people's favorite to win because of his experience in these types of situations. He's a battle-tested former world champion, and no surprise if he won the X16 tournament.
Back in the ring here, putting the boots to Harlem. And he didn't catch the gun with his mouth. Yeah, boo him.
He's got to stay focused, though. He's got Bravado on the ropes, literally.
He's toying around with him too much. Shouldn't have time to spit your gum up and try to catch it in your mouth.
Catches the boot. Bravado, using some of that training he got in the years he spent over in the UK. Blockbuster from the second rope.
See, not taking it seriously has cost Eddie Edwards.
Edwards been in a lot of fights, a lot of big-time matches.
Lance on the outside, trying to motivate his brother, get him fired up. You're in the home stretch here, Harlem.
Yeah, the hope is that having his brother as emotional to second him will lead him to victory.
Big bicycle kick, Eddie staggered.
Bravado's got him rocking now.
Giving them chops right back to him.
Bravado up and over. Now moving crisscross here. Drops him down on the back of his head with that reverse DDT and a near fall. Of course, straight cash homie, his version of Angel's Wings. That's what Harlem is going to look to hit in hopes of gaining victory over Eddie Edwards.
Look at the redness of his chest.
Yeah,
he potentially has two more matches after this. Don't worry about the crowd, Harlem.
Not known as a premier high flyer. Bravado going to the top, and Edwards stops the path.
I've seen him dabble in the ropes a little bit.
It's not his true forte. He is proficient at it, but somebody who's great on these top rope situations. Always said, Eddie Edwards, Roderick Strong, two of the best when you look at this high-risk area. The top rope superplex. He hit this on Crash last night. He hits it on Bravado here today.
That took all the wind out of Harlem Bravado. Eddie has to capitalize. He has to go for the pin.
Yeah, but that, of course, as you know, that superplex takes its toll on both men.
Correct, it does. But you gotta try to get back up and capitalize. If you're gonna go for something high risk like that, you gotta know it's gonna hurt you too, but you gotta be able to get back up.
Yeah, you gotta let it all hang out, but you gotta realize you got potentially two more matches here today. And the sidestep, the front trip.
Gotta save something for later.
Yeah. Think about that fun punch. Bravado had it scouted.
Oh, chop to the back.
Catches him, drives him down the funplex. No fun for Harlem Bravado, Eddie.
I thought that was it. I thought Eddie Edwards was going on to the next round.
Slim J, Darius Lockhart already advancing here into the semifinals.
You gotta fight.
And will it be Eddie Edwards or Harlem Bravado who joins them?
Harlem is writhing in pain. He's taking two huge bumps on that back. Superplex and the, what's he call it? The no fun bump?
Funplex.
Funplex.
That was named by Kevin Steen because of how unfun it was.
Huh. Looks like he's set for another one. Or it could be a Rana.
Yeah, think about that Rana from the top. That top turnbuckle now. The landing spot for Edwards.
Two battling on top. Big elbow sends Harlem back to the floor.
Yeah, the elbow caught him. Edwards trying to find bicycle kick, knocks Edwards' leg out. Uh-oh. Tower of London right there.
This could be it.
Has he done it? With a
Come on, Harlem.
move, of course, that led Nigel McGuinness to so many great victories in his wrestling career, nearly sends Harlem Bravado into the semifinals.
I don't normally agree with crowds, but I have to agree with them. This is awesome.
All right, here we go.
What's he pointing to the rise of a champion?
Thinking about straight cash, homie. Edwards blocks it. Try it again the second time. Edwards slips out. Forearm. Here comes Bravado. Pop up and face first. Here we go. Tiger driver. 1, 2, no. Did you see the way he had the hands clasped and everything? Bravado had to use every ounce of energy to kick out.
But what does he have left? What does he have left after kicking out of that? Eddie has to get back on him.
Lariat, no, walked into the forearm.
Oh, huge German.
Oh, and he pops right up. He pops right up.
Boot to the face. They're just trading boots. Those long legs of Harlem Bravado. Big chop again. Forearm, chop. Boot to the face.
Oh!
Big lariat. Goes for no.
Straight cash, Hobie!
That's it.
No one has ever kicked out. No one has ever kicked out. And Eddie Edwards won't kick out. Harlem Bravado advances.
Unsigned hype, Harlem Bravado. I told you my pick to win X16. Not sure what he's going to have left in the next round, but that is my pick. He's going to persevere through. He has his brother helping him up. They're just out. That was a war. He just had a war with Eddie Edwards.
How much does he have, though? How much does he have left? I mean, he will have a little bit of time to recover, but my God, the effort, the energy that he had to expel just to beat Eddie Edwards to advance to the semifinals. It was a year ago that Harlem Bravado returned to PWX with a goal in mind of winning the X16 tournament and advancing and becoming the PWX heavyweight champion. He was denied 1 year ago, victorious on night one, but now he has won here on night two and has advanced to the semis.
Eddie's a politician.
Offering the handshake. And this has got to mean a lot for Harlem Bravado.
Sign of respect there.
As much as Eddie Edwards means to those two men. So Eddie Edwards' dream of once again becoming the PWX heavyweight champion is on hold for now. Please come back, indeed. It's been far too long since you've been in PWX, but Harlem Bravado, he advances to the semifinals. All right, so Harlem will take some time to collect himself and get checked out. We'll see what he has left in the semis, but getting ready for his quarterfinal match coming up next and standing by. Let's go and let's hear from Ethan Case.
Ugh.